Welcome to GREEDWATCH2018. My name's Coriander Dickinson. This is a Kamen Rider O's recap podcast. Woo! I have with me Josh A. Kagan.
Hello, I keep my fire in the room.
And Adam Wasserman.
Hello, fire, walk with me.
I wish. Can we just pivot into Twin Peaks?
Yes, absolutely.
Great. Finally, three white people talking about Twin Peaks on a podcast. Phew.
Hey, one of them's a woman. That's got to be new.
Ooh.
This is episode 30 of our children's TV show.
We're almost done, sort of.
The King, a Panda, and Burning Memories.
I went to the Burning Memories Festival last year. My campsite was lit. I did so many drugs and I walked around naked and I didn't take showers. And I'm also a tech millionaire. Yeah.
I have King Panda Memory of Flame.
Yeah, which was weird. I have that too because that's not three things.
That's three things.
No, it's not. King Panda
Panda Memory of Flame.
There's a comma between King and Panda.
It's not a King Panda.
I think there's even an Oxford comma after Panda.
But truly, who gives a fuck about an Oxford comma?
I do.
The shortest song ever.
I do. I do.
That's why you got thrown out of Vampire Weekend. Well, I do, Ezra. All right, well, this isn't going to work out. Turn in your copy of Graceland, and you can't be in Vampire Weekend anymore.
I wouldn't
really like know a Vampire Weekend song if it bit me and turned me into a vampire for a weekend.
Speaking of white people with bold takes, they're really good. I think Vampire Weekend is a good band, except that last record, which is one of the worst albums I've ever heard. It was very bad.
Don't they do that song about how they can't feel their face?
Hey, it's Uncle Comedy. Hey, everyone, Uncle Comedy's here. Hang out. Give us.
See, I don't know the difference between Vampire Weekend and The Weeknd, despite having seen Uncut Gems.
Oh, you put up with that, huh?
I have not dipped my toe in that water.
The absolute. There was one Adam Sandler movie to see over the holiday season, and that was Netflix's Murder Mystery, which is the most fun I've ever had not enjoying a film.
Over the weekend, I watched Parasite.
That
was a lot,
finally.
And I loved it. I loved it.
My wife and I went to go see that. We hadn't seen it, and then a local theater was showing the brand new black and white print. And because we are dorks, we were like, this is how we want to experience Parasite the first time. We are insufferable film nerds. Hey, and here's the thing. It's real good. We were watching the Oscars, and I was like,
hot take.
Oh, it's in color. Yeah,
the color is so great in it, though. Like this, green and orange.
Really.
And
I am looking forward to seeing it again. But I got to say, if the black and white gets a wide release, it's really interesting.
I'd be willing to watch it again.
How good did the poop color come across? Just like the raw feces.
I mean, here's the thing. You knew what it wasn't like, oh, I don't know what color that is. Why, that could be a peppermint latte. You know, like we were aware of like, oh, it's poop. That's poop, and this is terrible. I'm curious to see it in color because I'm curious if stuff like the fountain of poop and the gigantic bloodbath at the end. I'm curious if in color that will have a different impact than just seeing it in sort of muted tones of gray. But look, I mean, overall it's good, and those noodles still look great. That's what I took away from Parasite. I was like, oh, I got to get me some Ramdan. That looks great.
Right? I love Ramdan, and I've never had it.
You didn't want some pizza?
I did. I did not want some pizza, nor did I want peaches, nor did I want a big thing of like plum wine. Although it looked very refreshing. It looked very refreshing for Pacifier Bottle Man, who is the scariest, who walked in from like a South Korean John Waters movie.
There's a lot of movies in Parasite.
There are, and I love all of them.
Yeah, they're all good. Thank God.
So this is a podcast talking about Twin Peaks and Parasite.
Oh, okay. So before we start, let me do the thing that I wanted.
Oh, your new thing! You're so excited about your new thing.
It's a one-time thing. It's not like an ongoing thing. Anyway.
But it's new.
All right. I'm going to type something into the chat. Okay. And I want both of you to just take a stab at reading it out loud and telling me how you would pronounce it.
Is Kamen Rider Zooks?
Oh, this is tough.
Is it? No, it's not. It's Zooks. How else would you pronounce that?
I think the answer will surprise you.
It's
Kamen
Zooks.
Rider Z. It's just Z.
Oh, you're using the Japanese X rule where X is not pronounced. Interesting.
Yes, that's where I'm going with this.
For our listeners who cannot see what I typed, I have typed the words Kamen Rider and then capital Z, capital X with no space between them. The official pronunciation of this Kamen Rider's name is Kamen Rider Zekross.
Oh, I love the pamplemousse flavor of Kamen Rider Zekross.
It's not Zekroy.
Yeah, no, this is Zekross.
This is the official 10th Kamen Rider who showed up in a one-off special, and until very recently, I assumed their name was like Zeto Exu or something, but it's Zekross. Oh. And I'm Kamen Rider, everybody.
That is stunning. Is that the entire quiz?
That was the whole thing. That was the quiz. There was one question.
All right.
You all failed.
How?
Good job.
How long were you prepared? Adam was so excited before we turned the mics on. He was like, I got this hot new bit. It's going to kill. Everyone's going to be crying just weepy tears of joy.
I just think it's funny, and I've been thinking about it for months, and now it's out in the world instead of in my head.
Zekross.
Yeah, Zekross. He's the one that looks like random parts of him are metal.
The one.
More so than some of the okay, so he's a Showa era Kamen Rider.
No.
So anyway.
So newer, better Ankh is here.
Ankh 2.
Still Electric Boogaloo Ankh.
Slurping
really
the cell metals out of tinier old Ankh.
I said Ankh 2.
And sucks.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. Okay, continue.
And then Kamen Rider 000 sprays him with the skeet bomb. Or whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah,
come on, skeet, 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 skeet.
Yeah, he uses a super soaker on him and runs away.
It's I might add, very badly. It is in a TV show where I have seen amongst some of the worst special effects outside of the work of, say, The Asylum. Kamen Rider grabs Ankh and boop bop boops, Kuberts his way out of the city. Literally like Poochie getting sent back to his home planet.
You know when people do that thing in Photoshop where they just stretch stuff out and move it around manually? It looks like that.
Yeah, there are Zoe tropes with more movement and detail. Anyways, and then Kazari does some light flirting with Ankh 2.
Yep.
He kidnaps a child.
Yep. Basically.
Kazari kidnaps that child.
And then there's this really cool camera pull away where it looks like they're going to reveal something because they're going around some pipes, and then it's just the end of the shot. And it's just I guess the director was like, what if I use some of my film school techniques just for funsies? And
then we're in Chiyoko's Love Bug, and she is driving
Maki's
Maki.
Love Bug. She's driving it for Maki.
But she is driving for Maki.
Yes.
And they're going to get Maki some first aid, and this gives Maki some old-fashioned sister flashbacks.
Also, we find out that Chiyoko is lawful good, because she's never been in an accident and she never breaks the law.
We just give her a lot of Chiyoko information today.
I know.
By the way, Chiyoko's good for now. Think about that. And just put that in your memory vase, because that's going to come up later.
Also, she does spend the whole episode still in that same Italian Renaissance blue dress thing that she was wearing in the previous episode.
Yes.
Yeah, so Maki was injured previously. His elbow is bleeding, and he's cradling his doll in his arms. He accidentally tells Chiyoko to call him by his first name.
And that is so exciting that we slam into the opening credit sequence. As usual, we see scenes from some Kamen Rider movie that looks a jillion times more intense and dope than whatever the fuck we're about to watch. There's like giants, and there's like multiple flying arms, and there's like a nice lady and a vampire maybe. There's just a lot of punching, and the movie's called Let's Go Kamen Rider, which to me sounds kind of like almost like you're a little exhausted with like the cars here and Kamen Rider's taking too much time in the bathroom. You're like, come on, let's go, Kamen Rider.
It's a reference to the theme song of Kamen Rider Ichigo, which is Let's Go Rider Kick.
Okay.
That's why Kamen Riders kick people.
Yeah.
Because the first one did.
And set the template for kicking.
There you go.
Josh, I feel like this movie would break you in so many ways.
It looks fucking great.
It's great.
Everybody's running around, and there's a lot of punching and kicking, and it looks like they spent more than $17 on it. And who knows? If I have any tolerance for this nonsense left when we're done 18 episodes from now, maybe just maybe we'll watch Let's Go Kamen Rider.
Ooh.
Maybe.
To sweeten the pot a little bit, there's a bazooka turtle in it.
I'm in. Bazooka Turtle is friend to children.
So we enter the Couscousier, where Hyena is wearing her excellent slashy outfit.
Yes. About to perform in a Pirandello play, I think.
That's fantastic. Either about to perform in a Pirandello play or kill his sister and then get put away in a mental institution by Donald Pleasance.
Wow.
but either way, Commedia dell'arte.
Yes.
Unfortunately, because maybe some of us have had like some time between episodes and we need a refresher, AG clarifies that some stuff happened.
AG brings in Ankh, who is, as my grandmother would say, is fatutzt.
And then Date runs in and is like, the yummy! Oh, okay.
Date's all like, oh, I see what happened, you lost.
Hey, remember when Ankh 2 and Kizaru were standing on some steps?
Mm-hmm.
They like it there a lot, and they're hanging out, and they're just really having some time together. And Kizaru's like, hey, so tell me about yourself. And Ankh 2 is like, oh, no, Tuesday. And he doesn't remember nothing. And Kizaru's like a chick searching for his mother. And my note on that was, I guess he's like a chick searching for his mother.
He is a bird.
Kizaru's a cat and might not understand birds very well.
Also true. Also, Ankh 2 makes like this very token effort to maybe make a yummy out of Kizaru. Kizaru's like, no. Stop. We don't do that.
Honey, no.
It's like he casually tried to reach his arm around a girl's shoulder at the movies, and she was just like, no, you've misunderstood.
Maybe he should have tried yawning first.
Yeah. At least give me the courtesy of a yawn before you try to touch my shoulder, sir.
The next scene, Maki takes Chiyoko to Mrs. Havisham's house. It's just has been
for a first aid kit.
Question mark.
Yeah, it's not Maki's house, it's Maki's old house, and it's this giant, rambling, empty mansion. They lived very well, Maki and his sister.
There's fucking candlesticks on the floor in every room.
Just to remind that something with fire happened.
There's also creepy dolls to remind you that the creepy doll was there too.
Yes. It's a house filled with flashbacks and a first aid kit, which is in the display shelf where you keep such things.
And Chiyoko's like, wait, these photos, but they're me?
Maki's just having some flashbacks, and his sister like, I'll always be with you, just sort of like flashbacky ghost things. And then he looks at a candle and he thinks some more about fire.
I'll never leave you and die in a fire. I love you. I'm the only one who loves you. That kind of shit.
Smash cut to Kogami's office.
Where Kogami is just fucking excited about literally anything you tell him.
Satsunaka gives him the update on Maki. He's still not in the lab. And Goto is doing basically data entry and is a whole new person, which by my count is now the third new person that Goto has been in this process.
Mm-hmm.
He is updating the birthday records of the staff.
You call it whatever you want. That's data entry. That's $5 an hour if you're lucky.
Oh no, at Kogami Corporation, that's a real high level position. It's extremely important. But if you make a single mistake, you are out on your ass.
Here's the thing. It's just so much fun. It's so much. Kogami, I think, has had like he's having an episode. something burst in his brain, or the Molly kicked in, or whatever. But he's like, this is so much fun. This is so much. He's just gone the full Clark Griswold, and everybody's whistling zippity doo dah out of their asses.
When he was facing the window, he did a couple poppers.
Ugh.
That's all for Kogami talking about how much fun he's having.
Yes. We cut to Goto doing his data entry, which is him pretending to do data entry and then very obviously trying to guess passwords, while a little siren goes off to let everybody know that he was wrong. And I don't think that's how hacking is supposed to be done.
All I know about hacking I got from watching movies in the 1990s.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, you should at least be wearing some form of hypercolors clothing.
Yeah.
Maybe a painter's cap, some chains. You should be skateboarding. Your name should be like Devil X or something. And you say stuff like, "We're in."
How long does it take to type a bunch of variations on happy birthday to finally get that password right?
Happy birthday 111. Happy birthday 222.
Let's see, for happy birthday.
Chiyoko and Maki are talking about his sister, and we learn, we knew this already, but Chiyoko learns that Maki, his parents died, and his sister was like a substitute parent. And Chiyoko naturally then asks the question, "Oh, is she married?" And Maki's like, "No, she's dead." And like, am I right, ladies? Same difference.
She died before her wedding.
She burned to death the night before her wedding.
What a coincidence.
Weird. In this very house.
My sister, who was the only person I could talk to, burned to death the night before she left me. It's weird.
It's like 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife.
The thing is, and not a lot of people know this, is that women are their most flammable the night before their wedding.
Oh, because they're all pent up.
Yeah, exactly.
They're finally going to have sex for the very first time. So they got all that heat.
Yeah.
That's why they have to sleep very soundly the night before.
Yeah, and they can't be near any open flames. They can't even have like a Nashville hot chicken sandwich. They will go like not even like they can't do a shot of Fireball. They can't watch Drew Barrymore's Firestarter.
They can't listen to Prodigy.
They can't listen to Alicia Keys. They certainly can't listen to Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
No.
They can't browse Twitter and accidentally see hot memes.
Oh man, they can't have hot takes.
No, they can't. They can't drink hot tea.
Foop, like they're made of flash paper and oily rags. That's what brides is.
Foom. Yeah, that's like it's like somebody taking a picture in the 1830s.
Well, that's actually not a lot of people know this. They used to use before the advent of flashbulbs. They just used brides.
Oh, dear me. Anyway, so meanwhile, back at the Couscousier, Date's been filled in on what's been going on, and Eiji's like, "Hey, bro, could you spare a few cell metals for a dying greed?" And Date's like, "Sure, but what's in it for Date? I want to hear a story."
A new sitcom with Paul Reiser called My Two Unks.
I love it.
And Eiji just immediately agrees. He's like, "This is a good deal.
This is a great idea. I've been trying to get you to fucking talk about this for 30 episodes. We're finally getting there."
Yes, Date, we will take the medals. We agree. Yes. Start talking.
And Date is like, "Yeah, I want to know all this because Goto and I have been hitting the books lately."
What
and
books?
By the way, wink.
What? Like everything you need to know about greed, but we're afraid to ask? What the fucking books?
Greed's for dummies.
If only they had gone to the library. Spoilers.
Well, Goto's still trying to hack, but turns out Kogami's onto him because Goto's being monitored to ensure quality. It's like when I worked at a call center.
Kugami's like, cash me outside. We got to talk. I'll tell you everything you need to know. And then we get sort of like this dual storytelling between Ankh and Kugami of the history of why there are two Ankhs. And I mean, I took notes on this, but I can't.
I'm sorry.
It's like half a page of me trying to figure it out, and then it ends with Adam's just going to explain this anyways.
Oh, great. I didn't take any notes.
I mean, I could start us off because like Kagami's like, meet me in the library where I keep all of my greed stuff.
Because he's a total greed otaku.
I've been researching this and collecting stuff for like ages, man. There used to be like this king 800 years ago who was O's. And like they tried to steal animal powers by making these creatures out of metals. And then the king went crazy because he was super powerful.
He was a Katamari of desire.
He tried to eat all the greeds and betrayed Ankh, who was his best bro.
He steals Ankh's core metals.
In a really cool, flashy move where he like panther claws through Ankh's chest and then comes out like Wolverine style, holding a bunch of metals between his claws.
Which AG I think has done previously on it, but although not quite as many metals.
Not with like such big Kruger energy. Like he's really just slashing right through his. Now can we go back for just a second? So so there was this king who was a common writer O's, but that doesn't make him the first common writer, does it?
No.
He's the first common writer O's.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Okay, Josh. So here's the thing: is that common writers only exist in the same world as each other during crossover events. Other than that, they don't.
Oh, so in this world, in this story that we are telling, in this arc of 48 endless fucking episodes, the only common writer in this world is common writer OOO.
Yes. Except during those weird 2 episodes where they talked about the other common writers.
Okay, so, but this king was a common writer OOO, but he was evil, and he was common writer for evil.
I mean, I would call him King O's because I don't think he was really a common writer per se, but yeah, effectively.
Okay, fine. And he built the greeds, or he created the greeds originally to be like his muscle. Is that what we're talking about?
I think he was just experimenting with how to get power.
Okay,
it's not real clear.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah. The takeaway is, once upon a time, there was a king who was O's and had the power of O's, and then wanted all the other power too, and killed all the greed to try to take their power, and then he turned to stone.
A big stone sarcophagus.
Yeah. Ankh tries to take his cores back, and he does that by his arm flying off of his body, and it's a case of careful what you wish for, because his arm gets his core metals, and then that turns to stone, but then the rest of his body turns to stone away from his arm. And that's why we got 2 Ankhs, I guess.
The Ankh in the past, who is the king's like right-wing man or whatever, thank you, should be a complete Ankh, but they're clearly just using like the same outfit where he's missing like half a face, and they just don't try not to show it, but I could still tell, and it annoyed me.
And that's it. That's the story, and that's the only annoying thing that's ever been in this series.
Yeah, and Ankh gets to explore the mind-body dialectic in a very
real way.
Yeah, and he's really going to understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so deep. Very recently, as a matter of fact, Kagami found Ankh's other body that was dormant and was just kind of wrapped up like a mummy. And he tried to steal its core metal, and it woke up and went somewhere.
What he said was he took its core metal, and then he let it free.
Sure.
Although I assume before he did either of those things, while he was still on vacation and found it, he did some Weekend at Bernie's shenanigans.
Weekend at Ankhs.
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Took him to an island and had voodoo magic done on him.
Oh, not Weekend at Bernie's 2. Come on.
Oh, that's the superior one.
Fun,
all of us in
fun,
the.
fun story.
I just watched the exclusive black and white reprint of Weekend at Bernie's 2,
Yeah,
overseen by the director. And
Josh, just because you turn off the color saturation on your TV doesn't make it a new version.
That's funny that you think I would have any idea how to do that on my TV at this
That's
point.
fair.
Like TVs still have mad knobs or whatever that you can just like, oh, I got to fix the horizontal control. Also, I can't wait to watch Match Game because it's 1976 apparently.
Wow. Well, I hope you turn off motion smoothing at least.
Oh, fuck motion smoothing.
There we
Hey
go.
everyone.
So fun story. When I was young, and I was visiting my relatives in Calgary, my cousins and my sister and I got to go to see a movie, and we were supposed to go see the same movie together. However, my sister and I were like, let's go see Little Mermaid, which had just come out, and my two cousins decided they would much rather go see Weekend at Bernie's 2.
Is that the whole story?
That's the entire story.
What part of that is a story?
It's events that I'm relating.
Nope, not a story. Not a story, I'm afraid.
How is that not a story? What is it missing that a story requires?
Well, I mean, the story parts, like an end.
There is an end. I saw Little Mermaid.
It's the beginning of a story,
and history has been kinder to the Little Mermaid than it has been to Weekend at Bernie's 2, and I made the right choice. The end.
Back in the stairwell, which the most exciting location in all of Japan, I guess. Kazari and Ankh-2, they're still hanging out, and Kazari's like, hey, you know what's cool? Looking like a person, because as it turns out, monsters freak people out. And Ankh-2's like, great, I'm going to be creepy flannel boy.
I looked at some people, and that's the one that spoke to me.
He's 10 years old, he's wearing red, he's made his decision, clearly.
What's even more amazing than seeing a bird monster turn into a 10-year-old boy?
Soup?
Seeing a woman make soup from whatever's in an abandoned house.
This is the biggest dish at my restaurant. It's candle and first aid kit soup.
I guess.
The couscousier's specialty is soup. She says her restaurant specialty is soup.
They eat it in the Triangle Cross Room. It's just they go up to one of the house's many gables, and there's a giant, terrifying cross hanging in the background, and it's all very weird. He talks about his sister and how his sister was basically like, "Here's this doll, and you know what? This doll is also your sister, and if I cannot fulfill the duties of being a sister, just regard this doll as me.
Treat this doll with the same respect you would treat me."
Yeah, which, by the way, a super cool thing for a sister to do. Like this is a great call. Not since the Darling family left their children under the care of a dog has a family member whiffed the child rearing process so beautifully.
Hey, that dog was a nanny.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, my friend, this doll is your sister, and also, just in case you were wondering, people are completed through death, and you're real special.
She has some bad opinions.
Sister stuff. And Chiyoko hears this story and is like, "Oh, she seems real nice." And bless her, bless Chiyoko for not being able to read between the lines that maybe Maki's sister was a low-key nightmare. Somewhere. A gross panda burbles.
First, Chiyoko reaches out her hand and grasps Maki's hand tenderly. And Maki moves his thumb over her thumb.
Slightly like, yes, sister.
Finally making a human fucking connection.
And they overlay.
And then there was a weird panda, and it's like, oh yeah, right. There was a yummy, wasn't there?
After the potential, after seeing Maki's thumb scooge into Chiyoko's hand, the panda showed up, and I was like, "Oh, thank God! Well, this is at least I can keep my food now. Looking at this disgusting panda, as opposed to seeing Maki, even the hint of Maki having physical contact with another human.
Wow,
he's gross.
Okay, you're not wrong. Anyway, it turns out Date likes stories.
Who doesn't?
Oh, you guys, apparently.
This one time I walked across the street and then I was on the other side of the street.
Nice. I like it.
What? Well, that's my time. Let's bring out your headliner. So the monkey bot is like, hey, that gross panda is somewhere, and it's time for the gang to spring into action.
And Hina's there. She has a brainwave. She's like, oh man, if the ancient Oz king got crazy because of metal lust, then what will happen to AG?
Remember when she was super strong? And that was like a thing that happened on the show?
What?
Who?
No, she's the lady. That lady is super...
Oh, Chiyoko. I don't think Chiyoko was ever super strong.
No. Hina, she's real strong, you guys.
You mean that girl that, like, Chiyoko hired to, like, sweep or whatever?
No. She has... There is a person on the show with superpowers.
Oh, yeah. Oz.
No. Oh.
Josh, it's been so long since you've seen this show, you've started to forget who has superpowers. It's sad.
She has superpowers! She's so strong! And she never does anything with it except stand around in a dumb clown outfit and worry about boys.
What could happen to AG?
I hope boys are okay. Well, anyways, let me lift up this house so I can clean the basement. I'm real strong. Jesus.
So back in the attic.
Wait. No, AG has a question.
Okay.
Like, hey, what's going to happen when you stick your arm back on the other guy?
He's like, weakest one's going to die, I guess.
But that won't be me.
I'm strongest. I'm an arm. Woo.
We learned that Maki's sister wasn't nice at all. Chiyoko.
What?
She was a total dick, apparently, for wanting to get married and leaving her brother in the care of a doll.
I mean, also she seemed like generally just kind of like mean and sarcastic.
Not great.
No.
Not a great person.
So he escorts her to the top of the stairs and chains her out.
I said good day.
We are at capacity. You will have to come back later. Like, he puts up the tiniest chain, which only seems to exist for this moment and this moment only. I'm sorry, I am having flashbacks. I will have to see you out. And he is rude and weird. And Chiyoko is like, hey, okay, we'll just stop by the restaurant then. And doesn't say, oh, you're crazy and I'm never coming back and you're weird. Bye. No. She's
or at least like, is this a museum? I'm confused.
Yeah, she just exits down the stairs while he cries into his doll. It's
she doesn't exit, she crosses.
Yes. And then Maki goes to the forbidden door and pulls off the entirely ornamental planks because they just come off like pudding.
That's where he keeps his fire. He's just got a big... It's like Wayne and Garth's room with all the ninjas in it. This is just the room with all the fire in it, which is being protected by a wooden door and 2 wooden planks. Known for being the opposite of fire. The most flame-retardant materials on Earth, wood.
This is the room with fire, but it has too much fire, so you might want to wear a hat.
There's a lot of fire. Don't get any brides near that room, I'll tell you what.
Oh, shit. No.
Exactly. In the corner, we see, like, a dress form with a bride's dress on it and fire. And then, like, next to it is a bed that's on fire.
And next to it is Billy Joel going, Harry Truman, Doris Day, Red, China, Johnny Ray, South Pacific, Walter Winchell, Joe DiMaggio.
Nice.
Sorry.
Okay, but next
Josh,
time I get to do Midnight
question.
Oil.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, buddy?
Quick question. Do you know all the lyrics to We Didn't Start the Fire?
Thankfully, just the opening.
Okay, just checking.
Rock and roll the Cola Wars!
How do we sleep
That's
when
like
our
the
beds
fourth
are
verse.
burning? Sorry.
I called dibs on Midnight Oil.
Corey worked all night on the Blue Sky Mine to get that joke.
It's true. Fun story. Once Ian.
We won't be the judge of that.
We'll see. Once Ian and Beej, who you may or may not know, and another couple people went to a Name That Tune contest at a sports bar randomly, and Ian had to guess Beds Are Burning, and he guessed Radar Love and was wrong. And then when they played it, everybody sang Radar Love instead of Beds Are Burning. How was that? Was that better?
I mean,
It
Radar
ended
love.
exactly the same way.
no, this actually
This had a
that was
punchline.
more. It had a story. That was more of a story. It
All right.
was great.
I'm gonna keep telling stories until you like one. That's a threat.
I'm surprised they didn't invite you to replace Garrison Keillor, Adam.
I'm also surprised. Let me tell you guys about a little story called Neon Genesis Evangelion.
And that's the news from Neon Genesis Evangelion. Yeah, anyway. Evangelion. Anyways.
Chiyoko's busy thinking about what a nice time she had with Maki, and so does not notice a panda trying to kill her, and also doesn't notice Date body checking the panda into the weeds.
And everybody's, they're fighting. And I gotta say, by the way, this is a shitty monster. This is the shitty, of all of the monsters that have been fought, this one is like, they're kicking its ass without even henching.
I
They're
disagree.
Just like,
its Panda Ken is really holding them off.
He's got those big claws.
Claws
and
and can
those
fire.
Orca fins.
Yeah, fins.
So many fins.
In circles.
How are the good guys supposed to keep up with this number of fins just
There's
flying around?
and not a Poe
I can't get rid of all these fins.
Eiji's like, I better do a combo. And Date's like, no, but that's stupid king. Be careful.
Don't do so many combos, bro. Let me handle it.
So Eiji's like, okay. And Date starts feeding coins into his ultimate attack.
You know, I was thinking it's probably really boring for Date to have to do that attack. He's like, well, that's another 5 minutes of my life I'm never getting back.
But then he's got a breast cannon.
I mean, does that make up for like the build up though? Just like desultorily like sticking coins in your belt until it's ready. Being like, maybe this is the lot. Nope. All right, maybe nope. This has got to be the lot. Nope. How many coins does this take?
There was a big explosion, but how many of those coins came from the breast cannon? Like, how does this work?
Right. And then, like, typically when Date does the work, Date takes the cell medals, but Eiji's like groping around the ground and gotta pay Date back. And I'm like, with his own money? Which
I think Ankh previously established a first come first serve cell medal collections.
I suppose
policy.
He's crawling around picking up medals, and Ankh's like, "You're dumb. What a dummy jerk."
And Dante's like, "Wow, he's so earnest. He really does want to pay me back. What a nice boy."
Less of a nice boy is Maki, and we're getting some more flashbacks. To reiterate, his sister not great for wanting a life outside of her turtleneck nerd brother.
And he remembers that she wore eyeliner.
Ooh. I'm making fun of how smart he is.
Yeah,
also, I mean, it's
smart.
possible he was going to be left alone in a giant mansion with only a doll to take care of him, which isn't great. However, he does overreact a touch. Just a touch.
He murders her with fire.
Which, I would like to point out, is one of the worst ways to die.
It's not brilliant.
It's real bad.
We wouldn't know, however, because we don't certainly hear like her screams or anything like that. We just see the room burn down, and everybody just kind of make a note. Maki is a murderer. He is a straight up murderer. Speaking of the Halloween reference I made at the top of the show, this is not terribly different from young Michael Myers killing his sister real good for daring to do it.
And his sister only dared to think about doing it, potentially. Also, that's how the doll lost its hair. It melted off. The end.
Oh, finally, that question answered. I know we were all like, why is that doll bald? But now we know.
Also, now we know that doll was, at least to begin with, gendered female, although how the doll identifies now is an open question.
I mean, that's the doll's business and the doll's business alone, Adam.
Absolutely. And if the doll wants to let us know, the doll can let us know in its own time.
But we also get to find out that we don't really know something until it's dead. Like, it can become perfect. Like,
yes.
It can achieve its best form if it's dead.
He's, I can't stress enough that Maki is a creepy, crazy person and needs to be handed over to the authorities immediately. He says something along the lines of, my sister within me is always gently smiling, and was completed through death, he says to nobody.
Because now I remember her as a nicer person.
Right.
And she's not there to be like, no, I'm actually mean.
And then Kazari and Ankh-2 show up, and they're like, "Hey, let's end the episode. Let's do something else."
He's like, "Hey, you want to do the thing?" And he's like, "Fuck yeah, I want to do the thing. You always knew I wanted to do the thing. Now I'm doing the thing." And he pulls out a little trigger, and he pops it, and back at the lab, everything gets all sparked up.
And the reason, I mean, obviously, he's always wanted to end the world. This has been like his steez the entire time. But he points out, like, I want the world to end before Chiyoko invariably turns into an asshole, which is how people work. Yep. I'm an expert and not a creep who talks to a doll, and I'm also a murderer.
It's mostly true that she can't turn into an asshole if she's dead.
Yeah, the potential is gone. Unless she's an asshole skeleton.
Ooh, the worst kind.
And then all the Candroids like wake up and fly away and take the painting with them, and
they help him move house. That's very nice of them.
So okay, I'm picturing like a salaryman gets home, you know, hangs up his hat, takes his coat off, says hi to his wife, like, "Hey, honey, how was your day? Did you see all those weird robot birds in the sky carrying a painting? Was that on the news? Because I saw on the way home there was the sky full of bird things.
The protagonist saw it. I thought everyone saw it.
There was a weird painting with a dinosaur and like dead babies. I don't know."
Ankh and Eiji are walking home from the fight, and on a bridge above them is Kazari and Maki and Ankh-2, and they're just standing there and like, "Hey, well, now some shit's gonna happen probably, and there's a bunch of cans in the sky, so keep on your toes, I guess." End of episode.
Oh, and Ankh-2 uses his echolocation to zap Ankh in the head so that he knows who he's dealing with, like Echo the Dolphin.
Yes. And then everybody walks away, and what the fuck ever. That's it. That's
I was really tempted to watch the next episode at this point. I was just like, what's going on? What's going to happen to the ride vendor squad without their cans?
Oh, yeah.
What good is your motorcycle if it's not full of cans?
He hates these cans. Yeah, I guess all the cards are now in place to very slowly be resolved over the course of the next 18 episodes.
No spoilers, but it is moving into another sort of overall arc, and I really like this part.
Are we done with like creep of the week? Kind of.
No.
Are we just?
No,
oh, okay.
Never.
No. Always that. But you know how the first sort of overall arc was the Greeds trying to do stuff and what happened there, and then Date showed up, and they're sort of like, what happened with that? Now we're moving into another sort of overall, this is generally what's happening type thing.
They gotta change up the game.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm ready for it. Looks like in next week's episode, there's shenanigans.
Oh, yeah.
The end. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, we did it. We did.
Hooray.
We talked about it. Yeah, it's great. What did you guys think of this episode, I guess?
I liked it. I liked actually getting an explanation and kind of a setup. Kogami was very weird.
Yes.
In this episode.
Where's the even-keeled Kugami we've come to know and love these 30 episodes? What a weirdo he turned out to be, huh? Shocking.
He doesn't usually spend all his time at 11.
Yeah, he usually goes down to 9 occasionally just for comparison.
He's having so much fun though.
Like you can't say you can't do loud, quiet, loud without quiet.
It's true. That's why he was eventually thrown out of the Pixies.
I like to see Goto doing some actual work for once.
Yep.
Maki, it was kind of nice to finally figure out where he stands, and hopefully he will no longer stalk Chiyoko.
But he's also a straight up murderer, and we don't have to care about. I mean, I feel like over the course of the season, like, you know, Maki's not right in their head, but, you know, we should probably feel bad for him because he's going through a lot. But now that he is legitimately a murderer of another human being, regardless of how dickish she might have been, I don't really need anything good to happen to him, and I hope he comes to an unglamorous end. I hope bad things happen to him.
But like, I hope he sits in sequestered in an evil lair instead of like at the couscousier every day for the lunch special.
Just being real creepy. Well,
Yeah.
he doesn't have an evil lair anymore. He done blowed it up with his ballpoint pen.
Yeah, and he doesn't have like a mansion to hang out with, certainly.
Oh, that's true. He does have that mansion.
He's
All
can
right.
he can Resident Evil up. He can put like crests that are divided into 4 pieces on the doors, stuff like that. It'll be great. None of this chain stuff anymore. He's gonna go all out.
Get out and don't come in here. Tink.
If I opened a door to a fire room, I would not just step in there. I would not be like, "Oh, this seems like a great idea." La 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 la.
Okay,
Sure.
guys,
It's its own deterrent.
do you both think that room is literally always on fire and not just on
Yeah.
fire in Maki's
Yeah,
mind?
totally.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Just
100%. That's where they keep the fire. If anybody in Japan needs fire, that's where they go get it.
Oh.
It's like a
Like-
it's like a well, only the opposite.
We saw a real fire reflected on Maki's glasses.
Yeah, no, that's key. You can't just do that with imaginations.
I mean, we also saw Chiyoko reflected on his glasses Morpheus style.
A lot of stuff reflected on his glasses this week.
2 things.
I mean, that's more than usual.
I don't know if I'd call it a lot, though.
A 2. Gesundheit. Well, this has been GREEDWATCH 20 whatever. I'm Corey Andrew Dickinson. No.
Wait.
Who am I?
Yeah. Thank you all for listening. You can find me on Instagram at Josh A. Kagan.
I'm so confused.
Your dog Banjo is adorable.
Thank you. I love him too.
Great. Which one are you, Adam?
don't-
I guess you're Adam.
I don't know because you were both each other. I'm Adam
true.
Wasserman. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Gold Sarcaspium.
Bye.